Okay, part one we kind of reversed it. Part one was the artist was about the arts in Hellertown, and part two is going to be about Lehigh Valley Ladders because I'll be honest with you. When you first invited me to like the page, I thought, okay, because over on Hanover Avenue, there's an actual company called Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, Lehigh. It's Lehigh Lad.
Yeah.
And I looked it up so that I would, be within, my right to use it.
Yeah. So what exactly is Lehigh Valley
Okay,
Ladders?
Lehigh Valley Ladders started as a social media management company back in 2010 when Facebook was still using an algorithm where you could go in and put your business name on and then receive likes. And the more likes that you had, the higher, the SEO was for Facebook.
Before they screwed everything up.
Before they changed it over to where you have to pay, to boost your posts. So those where you put your businesses in the comments, that was called ladders, and there were many companies that were, trying to think of an example, but there were many companies that were called ladder companies, and that's what it was. And it sort of died out, like Lehigh Valley Ladders died out with that algorithm change, and then came back pretty strong in August here, doing social media management and marketing at first. Developed the ideas. I've always wanted to explore the possibilities of having the most creative corporations, so I turned it into a C Corp. And definitely creative. So I have many branches that I can utilize through that corporation, including journalism, ghostwriting, as I mentioned to Michael, of course, and art and music. Everything can be filtered into an overall project. So sort of like branches or divisions of the company itself. Definitely still promoting artists and musicians. That's something that I've always done. The ladder promotions is sort of a cover-all of that sort of a play on words because that's what I've been doing since I've been an adult or even before then. Was going to shows, punk rock kind of stuff, DIY, all DIY. So if my Lehigh Valley Ladders got big, then it would be very different than a lot of corporate structures. Absolutely,
You have to be in this world, though.
I'm sorry?
You have to be that way in this world, though, because even with my magazine, right from the start, I'm doing it online only. So it's like, and I'm sorry, no matter what in this election, no matter what you hear about the corporations and and everything else, we are the indies have taken over now. We are in a growing indie world in society in almost every area of business now. Am I right or am I wrong?
I think it's still a mixture. I think there's still, as far as online goes, people don't understand that when they go online, they are, publicly voting for something. So I think people think that there's some sort of unsaid privacy that doesn't exist online.
Doesn't exist when you're walking the street anymore either.
So there's a lot of animosity that can be caused because of that, because they feel like you're, invading their rights for putting an ad in an email. They really do sometimes. So those people need to kind of get with the program here with small business. Corporations are interesting because they have a lot more power altogether. They exist long after I'm gone. Let's talk about 3, generations from now. It could be something that is completely huge, and with my bylaws written the way they are, there's no way that it could use the name and not use the philosophy of overall goodness. So, it is good to keep an eye on that, though, because of the separation and that corporations can be almost anonymous as far as responsibility goes. We have to keep them, make sure that they're taking care of their responsibilities, especially when it comes to environmental hazards.
Yeah. So now, I just want to touch on this real quick and we'll wind it out because I have a Kickstarter program.
Yes.
I have my magazine. I'm an author, so I get a triple where everybody's an expert on marketing. Everybody's an expert on social media. I mean, I took a class I took a free online class in certification in SEO. So what separates that aspect of your business from everyone else?
Okay, good question. I've never taken a class in SEO.
I did. It's common sense.
I started building a website out of pure desperation to sell my artwork, and in order to get onto Google, you had to use Meta Hype you know, tags within your actual code in HTML, and then that's what has developed into SEO. So something that I could completely, without a college degree, come up with and just read about, and it's just developed from that platform since then. So everything that comes to me, I already know where it came from.
Okay.
And in that way, what I can offer to my customers that maybe other companies can't is that they had gone along in this sort of straight-laced kind of way, and down here I'm grasping. So always grasping, struggling, and survival has led me to have a lot of different ways to manipulate free marketing in a good way, not spamming or anything like that, but in a positive way that saves a lot of money and it saves people time.
Mm-hmm. That's like with my magazine. I started simply with doing the music and the arts and events, and all of a sudden 3 years later, I look at those archives and I'm like, it's like you look back over, like after a couple of years, you look back, you're like, I did all that?
My first website was on GeoCities.
I remember that.
Yes. And then it was Angel Fire
Yep.
for Lycos. Yes.
Yep, like.
And that was fancier. That one's still, they both still exist actually.
I don't think it's. I
No,
don't think.
my websites from back then still exist.
I don't think I can get in trouble for saying this anymore. Well, remember Lycos' tagline in their mascot?
What the heck was it?
The mascot was a dog.
The what?
The mascot for Lycos was a dog.
Oh, okay.
Lycos, go get it.
Way back, yeah.
Yeah. That was almost back in the days. I think it was just after the CompuServe days.
Yeah, I know for a fact that 99 is when I did my GeoCities, and 2001
Yep.
was
GeoCities,
Lycos.
I had one. Angel Fire had one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to put video on there, which was whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still back in the days where you got those great drink coasters in the mail for free. I think they were called AOL discs. Yeah.
Not to be snobby, but I will put this out there. If you are serious about using online marketing in any way, please do not use an AOL email address. It
No.
just
I actually see that and I'm like, that's still.
What?
So.
Oh my gosh, I gotta get going.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you up.
Oh my
Thank you
gosh,
very
I gotta
much
see
for
when
your
this one
time.
goes up. But thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll have it part. You know the way to do
Yeah,
things.
we'll
So.
get you over to Hellertown next time. Show
Oh,
you
yeah,
some of the good
definitely.
stuff. Okay, great.
Take care. Have a good
All right,
weekend.
Thank you. You too.
And one last thing.
Yes.
Thank you to the owner Arlene for allowing us to do this here in the Chocolate
We'll get
Lab.
some pictures too.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So take care.